Welcome back, fellas, to another NBA betting video. Today we have Saturday's games. We have a pretty big slate today. We have a lot of games on, so we're going to waste no time and hop straight into it. It is February 8th, so we are going to be going over this slate for Houston and Dallas starting at 3 p.m. Spread is -4, and Anthony Davis is playing as well as PJ Washington is also playing in this game. With that being said, I still am leaning Houston here, even with Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, all of them. I get the chemistry. They got to build it, blah, blah, blah. I think Houston is rolling right now, and I think they are simply the better team. I don't think Anthony Davis is going to see a huge workload right now. I'm leaning the Rockets in this one. Pacers and Lakers, 2.5 favoring Indy. I don't think LeBron plays in this one, so I'm going to take the Pacers and pretty comfortably. Spurs and Orlando. Spurs coming off a back-to-back in this one, but I think they're able to get it done. They had a heartbreaking loss to the Hornets. Now they go to face a beat-up Orlando team that's coming back, though, slowly but surely. I think the Spurs are going to come back and make a statement and win this game. Atlanta at Washington. Probably no Trae Young, so I'm going to have to lean that this is probably a close game. Still think Washington wins it, but it's going to be closer than 5. So I'm going to lean the Washington side of the spread. Minnesota -6 to Portland. I don't know if Anthony Edwards is playing, so that's still kind of up in the air. If Anthony plays, I like Minnesota -6. If he does not, then I'm going to lean definitely the Portland side of things. OKC and Memphis. OKC's only -2.5 favorites. I'm lying to you. I think I like Memphis in this game simply because we don't know who's playing. For OKC, Cason Wallace as well as Lou Dort both are very questionable in this game, so we don't know if they're going to play or not. Obviously, Chet, we have no idea. So, yeah, there's a lot of question marks around this OKC team for this game, but I'm going to lean towards Memphis. Heading to Golden State at Chicago. Jimmy Butler's first game in Golden State. I don't think it's anything spectacular. I think it's just a below-average game like he's been playing with like the entire time in Miami Heat. I don't think he's just going to simply turn it on out of nowhere. So I am going to say Golden State does cover, but it's not by 6.5. I lean the spread there with Chicago. Boston in New York. I feel great about this line for Jason Tatum. So I'm leaning Boston here as -2 favorites. The Knicks have been just shaky recently. I'm not sure entirely why, but they've been dropping games I feel like they shouldn't be dropping. And Boston's going to be a very tough matchup for them, and I expect them to come in here and win pretty comfortably here. So Boston at -2 feels like a great line to get, especially because it's only -2. Just because of the home field or the home court advantage. I'm not looking too far into that home court advantage for the Knicks right now. The Nuggets and Suns. Nuggets are obviously -4 in this. The Suns are playing off a back-to-back. Booker just dropped a huge game, so we'll see. But right now, for Denver, Jamal Murray's questionable. Michael Porter Jr. is questionable. KD's questionable on the other side. If everyone plays, I like Denver. Obviously, if Jamal and MPJ are out, then I'm definitely going to lean Phoenix. Simple as that. Pelicans and the Kings. I'm definitely leaning Kings here, -6.5. Not even going to think about it. The Pelicans are not one of my teams as of right now. Jazz, Clippers is a blowout for a reason. We're taking the Clippers all day. With that being said, going to our recap from yesterday, we only had one play yesterday, so we want 1-0 to continue our run on 9-0 on this season so far, or on this month so far in the NBA. We're on a quick stretch here of a pretty good run, leading to our units being up 10.5 units with an ROI of 37.69% this month. Obviously, yesterday going 1-0 felt great. K did not play, and the under on Max he cashed as he shot like dog shit in a very tough matchup. Kind of anticipated. When he plays with Embiid, he just doesn't see quite the volume or at least the good enough looks to hit over this line, and he didn't shoot well. So we got lucky there, and we got the under to catch for us. Now, heading into our plays for today, we're going to waste no time. My first play is going to be Domantas Sabonis to go over 14.5 rebounds. You get this at +100 on DraftKings. He's hit this in 7 of the last 10 home games so far this season, so you feel great about him in this spot. Not only that, but the Pelicans have allowed the second most rebounds to opposing centers. They have been giving up easy looks to centers so far, averaging 24.2 rebound chances per game in his past 10 games this season as well. So he's going to see the volume. In home games, he's averaging, in his last 10 games at least, averaging over 27 rebound chances per game. That is absolutely bonkers of a number. And as a team, the Pelicans are allowing the second most rebounds in general, not only just the center. So again, fantastic matchup for Sabonis here today. He hasn't hit this line a ton this season, and I think the reason this line is so high is because this is a perfect matchup, getting him at great value as well. Going over 14.5 feels like a tall task, but for Sabonis, it can be done damn near in a half with how he's getting 9 rebounds and a half almost regularly. 19 of the last 27 centers to face the Pelicans also have gone over on the rebounding line. So again, great history in recent memory. So Sabonis should have a great matchup and should be able to easily cash over this mark. Leg number 2 is going to be Zion Williamson to go over 24.5 points. Again, Sacramento allows the 8th most points to opposing small forwards this season, which is where Zion is playing right now. He's not playing the forward. He's playing the 3. With that being said, Sacramento allows the 3rd most. Either way, Sacramento gives up a ton of points to power forward, so it really wouldn't change too much. But Sacramento does allow the 3rd most points to small forwards in the past 15 games this season, as well as they've allowed 8 of the last 9 small forwards to go over on their points lines versus Sacramento. Not only that, but Sacramento allows the 2nd most points in the paint, which is where 45% of Zion's points come from, as well as they allow the 6th most points off free throw attempts, which is where 19% of Zion's points come from. So again, great matchup on paper. Zion's been rolling, hitting this in 4 of the last 6 games. So I expect him to kind of continue that. He's hit this 3 of the last 4 games versus Sacramento in his career. So I expect him to easily cash this mark. And our last leg is going to be simple. We're only keeping it. I'm saying legs, like 1 leg, 2 leg. These are just plays in general. I apologize for my bad English there, but we're going to be taking Jason Tatum to go over just 25.5 points. Again, he said over this mark in 64% of away games this season, as well as the Knicks allowed the 2nd most points to small forwards this season. Tatum dropped 37 on them the first time they played. Now, I don't expect him to do that, but I do expect him to get heavily involved. He had 11 threes, 8 made 3-pointers in that game, 11 3-point attempts, excuse me. And the Knicks allowed the 4th most points to in the paint to small forwards, as well as the 4th most 3-pointers made to small forwards this season. And the Knicks allowed the most points to the pick and roll man, which is 21% of Tatum's points this season, as he's averaging 28.2 points in away games. So again, the numbers are there. The numbers that we're looking for are there. The matchup is there. The Knicks are one of the teams that you want to beat in the Garden. The motivation is there. The spread is there at only -2, so it should be a close game. I really like this spot for Tatum in a great matchup in a big game. Same thing for Zion. Sabonis should get the rebounds. I really like these 3 plays. The rest of the board, and I'll walk through it real quick. The rest of the board kind of scares me. Atlanta and Washington just dealing with some injuries. The only other game I was thinking about was maybe the Spurs and Magic. That seems like a pretty good slate to be betting on. But outside of that, Lakers are going to be without LeBron and Mark Williams most likely. Austin Reeves still might not play, so that's kind of a wash of a game. I don't feel great. Everyone seems to be super confident that Anthony Davis is going to come out and ball out and have a huge game. I think he might be limited in game 1, and we see a little bit of a limited Anthony Davis here. I could see that happening all day, so I'm very intrigued about how he plays, and I'm not willing to just slam the house on Anthony Davis right away. With that being said, Trae Young's questionable, probably won't play. That leaves a lot of question marks for the Atlanta game. Golden State, obviously, we have no idea how Jimmy Butler is going to fit in. That's really going to be the moral of the story is, one, not only injuries, but we just have a lot of question marks on rotations right now. We don't know where a lot of guys are playing. We don't know the minutes that they're going to see. We don't know their usage rates. Like, people sometimes come in and think, oh, Jimmy Butler is going to Golden State. Usage rate should be the same as it was in Miami. This should be that. This should be things, and all things should be equal. And when that is the furthest thing from true. So I just kind of avoid betting on them normally in the first game, unless you have a read like Fox, where he comes in with such a juicy matchup. And Chicago in itself is a pretty good matchup, but it's nothing like insane for the small forward position like it would be if it was a point guard against Chicago. So A little bit interesting there, and I just don't love a lot of these games to just be going balls deep on, especially with the Super Bowl tomorrow to be placing a ton of units on. So I'm going to keep this slate small, keep it to the 3 plays. I love my 3 plays, so make sure to let me know in the comments what you guys like and what you guys are going to be taking. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. So make sure to like, subscribe, also the fun shit down below. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.